All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar, Well-Rounded Workouts. Before I get started, just a couple of the normal items to take care of. We will have time for questions at the end of the presentation, and you can type those into your question box in the lower portion of your control panel. We will be posting a recording of the webinar online, but if you would like a copy of the presentation in PDF format, or if your question does not get answered today, please email our support inbox, which will be shown at the end as well. Okay, here is our agenda for today's webinar. Many of us want to get started with exercise but don't really know where to start. Do I just go out and run until I fall over? Do I have to join the gym and become a power lifter? Today I want to kind of show you how to create a balanced exercise routine for just improved overall health. It is for those of us who want to stay healthy and independent for a long time. I'm going to go through each area of exercise you want to hit when you're creating a routine and why you want to be sure you're including each of those types of activities. Those are going to include cardiovascular exercise, strength training, and stretching. Then I'm going to go through each and give you the recommendations on how to get started and to create your own well-rounded workout. As always, when starting a new exercise routine, please be sure you're checking with your doctor about any conditions that may prevent you from doing certain exercises. Okay, let's get started with cardiovascular exercise. Cardiovascular or cardio exercise is what most people think of when they think of exercise. Running, walking, elliptical, biking, all of those exercises that cause your heart rate to elevate are considered cardio exercise. So why should we get our heart rate elevated on a regular basis? The first reasons are probably the most well-known: heart and lung health. Our heart is just like any other muscle in our bodies. It needs to be worked to stay strong. When we do cardio, our heart has to beat faster to supply oxygen to those working muscles. As it works, it becomes stronger and more efficient, leading to better heart health, like lower blood pressure and less risk of things like heart attacks. This is very similar to the benefits of the lungs as well. As we get more efficient with exercise, our lungs don't have to work as hard, even during regular breathing. So there's less stress placed on them, and the less stress, the longer they're going to last, right? But that's just the beginning of the benefits. Let's talk brain benefits. Cardio increases blood flow to the brain and decreases chances of stroke. It helps combat decline in brain function with age, helping to protect against terrible diseases like Alzheimer's, for example. How about when you may not know? Skin health. But wait, I'm getting all sweaty when I exercise. Well, you do need to wash yourself after you exercise, but cardio absolutely can help your skin. It increases our circulation, which can lead to clearer, healthier skin. Okay, let's go back inside the body now. Blood sugar control. Regular exercise helps our body control blood sugar or glucose better. And when we lower our glucose, we lower our risk of type 2 diabetes. I'm going to go into what can be considered regular exercise each week in a bit, so just stick with me. Let's just keep going on the benefits for a little bit here. Cholesterol. Regular cardio can help raise our good cholesterol, or that HDL. Seems to me we're hitting a lot of the areas on our screening, right? So let's see what else we can help. Muscles. Yes, cardio helps our muscles too. When our heart gets stronger, it's able to increase the oxygen supply to our muscles, which allows them to work harder. When our muscles can work harder, normal activities like lifting boxes, cleaning, and other things we do on a daily basis will seem easier, which is a win-win for everyone. Weight management. We know that in general terms, if we create a calorie deficit daily, meaning that we burn more calories than we take in, we will lose weight. Now, it's a lot more complicated than this when we talk about calorie quality and all those good things, but on the exercise side, we can help weight loss and weight management by burning extra calories through our cardiovascular exercise. A few more here before I move on to our next type of exercise. Cardio exercise not only helps our physical health, it also helps our mental health. Exercise releases feel-good hormones that fight stress and help keep us in a good mood, things like serotonin and dopamine, which can be very effective against depression and anxiety. It also releases endorphins, helping you have long-lasting energy throughout your day. And at the end of your long day, consistent exercise helps you fall asleep faster and helps you get into more of that deeper sleep that we all need to help our body reset. Okay, now before you go log off and go running around instead of listening to the rest of my webinar, let's not forget the other components. I know it seems like cardio is the answer, but strength training and stretching have just as many benefits as cardio. So again, it's crucial that you include these other two areas in your weekly exercises as well. Let's talk about strength training and why you should have that in your weekly regimen. First, and I know I'm being Captain Obvious here, but strength is the benefit of strength training. Your muscles get stronger when you put stress on them. Again, my goal today is not to make you a bodybuilder. It is to show you that incorporating moderate weights will help keep your muscles strong, helping you to better be able to perform activities of daily living much longer than if you do not. I read once that upper body strength was one of the top indicators of senior independence. So things like pushing yourself up from a chair, pulling a bowl from the cupboard, putting groceries away. You may not think you'll be able to do these, or you may think you will be able to do these things forever, but if you don't keep that muscle mass up with regular stressors on those muscles, you will not be able to do a lot of those things you take for granted now. So if you don't want to rely on someone else to take care of you, take some notes. Okay, off my soapbox and on to the rest of the benefits. Some of these are going to overlap with our cardio benefits, and that's a good thing. The more we can do to benefit our biometrics, the better. All right, heart health. Just like cardio, strength training can help increase HDL and can help blood pressure and triglyceride levels too. It also helps control blood sugar, just like cardio. Strength training does this by improving the muscle's ability to take in and actually use the glucose that we have during workouts, which leaves less to float around in your body, thereby lowering the blood sugar levels. An interesting benefit of strength training has to do with cancer and treatment. Research that was published in 2017 in the Therapeutic Advances in Medical Oncology journal found that muscle mass is a strong indicator of cancer treatment outcomes. When we go through cancer treatment, a lot of times muscle mass is lost. So if we have more to begin with, it can help our body stay strong throughout treatment and hopefully lead to more positive outcomes. So another side thing that really, many people probably haven't thought of, but that's really, really important for a lot of people. Increased muscle mass also helps lower injury risk. Think about it. We use our muscles for every move we make. It helps us balance. It helps our coordination, all that good stuff that we need, whether we are playing a sport or simply picking up sticks in the yard. Strength training not only helps muscles, it helps strengthen the tendons that attach muscles to our bones. Weak muscles can lead to things like tendinitis, which is an overuse injury common in manufacturing and repetitive jobs, something I bet either you or your employees have a lot of. So strengthening those muscles can help prevent those type of injuries as well. Okay, last couple here, osteoporosis prevention. I don't think many people realize how important strength training is to keeping our bones strong, not just our muscles, our bones. Here's how it works. When you hold weights, gravity is pulling those weights down, adding stress to our muscles and also to our bones. And when our bones are stressed, they strengthen just like muscles do. Bone mineral density is what changes, to be exact. And every time you contract a muscle, it pulls on the bones to create movement, right? That movement also stimulates cells within the bone to produce proteins that moves minerals into the bones, again, making them stronger. So it's not just about what we eat or drink that helps or hurts those bones. So much of it comes from us stressing it through regular strength exercises. So another thing to think about there. And then just like cardio, strength training can help prevent mental decline as well. Research points to strength training and its ability to increase oxygen, increase blood flow, increase nutrient flow to the brain. And then last on my list today for strength training, weight maintenance. Again, there's a misconception with weight loss and getting heavier if we lift. We're replacing fat with muscle, so we actually gain weight sometimes. But in the long run, the opposite is really true for the normal person. When we keep our muscle mass up, it increases our calorie burn even at rest. And it helps to keep our metabolism up, helping us to maintain that healthy weight. And let's face it, as much as these other benefits are way more important for our overall health, when we see those little indents in our arms or our legs from our muscles getting toned, we feel pretty good, right? You can't underestimate the power of a mirror a bit too. But anyways, let's keep moving. All right, last but certainly not least, stretching. I do feel like with the increase in popularity of yoga, stretching has become more valued, but I think it's extremely underused in a normal exercise routine. The benefits are wonderful. Range of motion and coordination. Being strong through range of motion is important, but if you aren't flexible enough to do the movements in the first place, you can't get stronger in that position. And having good range of motion with your body helps give you better balance and coordination, helping to improve performance and preventing injuries either in specific exercise or, again, just those activities of daily living like walking up and down the steps. Balance can actually be considered a fourth area of exercise to include for a well-rounded routine by many groups, but it ties nicely with stretching, flexibility, and yoga, so we're going to keep them together just to kind of keep things simple here. Hold on, I'm going to check the audio here just for a second. All right, sounds like someone wasn't muted there. All right, when we stretch after exercise, it helps prevent muscle soreness. We've all been there, right? You're all excited to start a new exercise routine, but you go a little too hard and don't stretch after that you get done that first day. Then the next day rolls around and you can't even brush your hair without flinching, right? And then what happens? You say, no, wait, this is too hard, I quit. Now, first of all, you shouldn't be starting out with that intense of an exercise routine, but stretching will certainly help reduce some of that initial soreness for you when you do start your strength training or cardio exercises. Stretching also helps circulation of blood flow to your muscles, which helps keep them healthy and can help shorten recovery time if you do happen to get injured. Along those same lines, when we keep the circulation to our muscles up, it helps delay muscle fatigue because you're keeping oxygen flowing to those muscles, which keeps them going stronger longer, increasing your endurance, stamina, and also energy levels. Posture is a big one for a lot of you listening, and myself included. When we sit all day, our muscles get tight and can shorten, leading to poor posture, which can then lead to back, leg, neck, shoulder, all over pain. Now, consistent stretching can help keep our muscles from getting tight, allowing us to maintain that proper posture, which helps prevent that pain I just mentioned. When we keep our muscles nice and long, it helps not to put as much force on the muscle when we move either, which helps avoid injury and helps with things like balance, like I've already mentioned. And last but not least, mental health. I mentioned yoga already, and there are many mental benefits there. But also, when we are stressed, our muscles often get tense. Stretching helps relax those muscles, helping to ease the symptoms of our stress. Taking time to stretch makes us slow down and focus on being still and breathing. This helps us calm down and can give us that quiet time we may not give ourselves otherwise. All right, so now that I've hammered in all the reasons why you need all three areas of exercise, where do you start? Honestly, it's not about how much you do right away. It's that you just do something to start. When you think about all the benefits I've just listed, you really can't afford not to find some time, right? I'm going to give you the general recommendations, but again, you don't have to start out with everything right away. Start with the time you do have and go from there. Okay, let's get started with cardio recommendations first. The American Heart Association recommends 30 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity at least 5 days a week, or an overall total of 150 minutes. Well, what does moderate activity mean? Some examples include walking at a pace that if you go 30 minutes, you should travel 2 miles in that time. So if you're on a treadmill, set that speed to 4 miles per hour if you can. If you're outside and don't have a way to measure how far you're going, use the talk test. You should be able to talk to the person you are walking with, but you shouldn't be able to sing to them. Lucky for those people who I'm walking with. Other exercises like gardening, raking leaves, washing your car, and dancing can be included in that 150 minutes too. But you do have to make sure you're getting that heart rate up to make it count. So you have to be moving around when you're gardening. You have to be consistently moving when you're doing the raking. Now, those of you who don't have 30 minutes at a time to spare, don't worry. You can break up that activity down to 15 or even 10-minute increments. So let's say you get up 15 minutes earlier in the morning, do a quick 2-minute warm-up of just walking in place, then do 10 minutes of walking up and down your stairs, for example. Then at lunch, you take 10 more minutes, walk around your building or your truck stop or your neighborhood. By the time you get home that night, you only have 10 more minutes you need to get in. Throw that casserole in the oven, jump on the treadmill, or throw an exercise DVD on, get that 10 minutes done while it cooks. Boom, done for the day. Or if you're at a practice for your kid or activity, if you can, get up, walk around the field, up and down the bleachers, around in the stands, anywhere. There's a misconception sometimes that we have to spend these huge blocks of time exercising and get health benefits, but that's just not true. Now, if you're already in a good exercise routine, that is fantastic. If you want to increase your intensity by adding in some vigorous activity, you can actually cut down on the total time you need for the week to 75 total minutes. You still have to factor in a quick warm-up, of course, but you can be more efficient if you work a little harder. Now, vigorous activity examples are things like jogging at 6 miles per hour, so that's upping the 4 mile per hour pace, jumping rope, hiking uphill, or carrying a heavy backpack, fast dancing like a quick Zumba song or something like that. Taking the talk test example, you wouldn't be able to really talk much during vigorous activity, maybe a word or two here and there, but that should really be it. Again, you can split up these workouts, but be sure you calculate at least that 3 to 5 minutes for a warm-up too. Again, that can be just a simple walking in place to get those muscles a little warm. And you don't have to do either all moderate or all vigorous activity either. It can be a combination of both. So see what you like to do and just start getting in some of those minutes. And don't think you have to get that 150 minutes in your first week. Any exercise is better than nothing. So do what you can, continue to work your way up to that optimal time. I don't care if it's 5 minutes right away. What you're doing at the beginning is you're just creating the habit of actually starting to do the exercise. You're creating those mental connections that are going to lead to that habit-forming activity. So again, it can be a lot more mental right away, but that ultimate goal will be to build up to that 150 minutes of cardio a week. Okay, let's move on to our strength training recommendations. The American Heart Association recommends that you get in a strength training workout at least 2 times each week. When we're talking about a weight workout, we mean movements that specifically stress a certain muscle or muscle group. Now, it's important that you hit each muscle group as well. And so depending on the time you have, you can hit all the muscle groups in one day, or you can split it up into a couple days. Some people will do an arm day and then a leg day, for example. And there are lots of options for strength training exercises. You can do bodyweight exercises like push-ups, squats, crunches, things like that. You can add in hand weights, dumbbells, resistance bands. If you don't have hand weights, a soup can or a milk jug does the trick just as well. There are DVD or online workouts that are very popular right now and very effective. Or if you want to go full on, if you have equipment at home or your local gym. They've got machines, free weights. If you're planning to go to a gym, I do recommend making an appointment with a personal trainer or see if they have other resources to set up a program based on your level of fitness. Because again, everyone's going to be different when you start. That's where you're going to have to do a little bit of the front end work to see what you should be doing right away. If you're starting at home, I recommend chatting with your doctor to see if there are any reasons you can't do certain exercises or see if they have any suggestions for you there. So as far as a time recommendation for strength training, there really isn't one. If you can do a couple exercises for each muscle group in 15 minutes, that's great. I would say if you do your whole body a couple of times through, it's going to be around that 25 to 30 minute mark. But again, this is only 2 to 3 days a week, probably just 2 if you're just starting out, even 1. So we're not talking a lot of time here. And you can vary how much you do each exercise depending on your goal. So for our general health purposes, again, today, I'm going to suggest start by doing each exercise 8 to 12 times, so 8 to 12 repetitions. So what you want to look for in those last couple repetitions, so when you're getting up to 10, 11, 12, that should be hard for you to do, but it shouldn't be hard enough that you lose your form. So take a couple exercises from each body part, do it 8 to 12 times, and then again, those last ones should be difficult. That's how you're going to stress that muscle. That's how you're going to see benefits. So again, rotating through as well. If you pick an exercise for the arms and then go down to the legs and back up to the arms, however many exercises you choose, if you do 8 to 12 repetitions and then rotate through one more time to do another set, it's called. So you're going to do 2 sets. And again, you can work up your number of sets as well as you get stronger. And then as far as progressing, when you get to the point that you can do 12 to 14 repetitions comfortably, then you can think about moving that weight or resistance up. and making it a little bit harder, because again, it's all about progression. So those are just a couple little tips to get started. Again, look at a professional if you belong to a gym. There's lots of good stuff from your doctor, I'm sure, as well. Okay, so again, where are my exercise routines? Again, I can't give you a specific routine, but I did add a good resource here for you to get started if you're not going to be using that gym. acefitness.org is a great resource that has very detailed exercises and how to do them properly. If you go to this main page, just scroll all the way to the bottom, click on Exercise Library or Healthy Living Blog under the resources, and you'll find some great things to get you started. And we do have some workouts on our Health Check 360 blog as well, so once you're comfortable, you can add in some more challenges with some of the stuff that we've added to the blog in the past few months as well. And you can get to the blog from your myhealthcheck360.com account, or just go to healthcheck360.com/blog, which is where you're going to get the webinars as well. Again, doctors are good resources, or you can also chat with your health coach to see if they can give you some other resources or some tips and things to get you started. Okay, final recommendation here is that stretching. The American College of Sports Medicine recommends stretching and flexibility exercises at least 2 to 3 days a week. Now, ideally, you're going to be stretching after that cardio or strength training exercises to avoid that excess soreness, so it should be built into your exercise routine already. So it's not like we're adding a bunch of time here to your week. But you can also just focus on flexibility with a yoga routine or some simple stretches. Similar to strength training, you do want to hit each body part. The key with stretching is that your muscles do need to be warm to improve that range of motion and to prevent injury from stretching those cold muscles too far. So again, as simple as walking easy for a few minutes before you start, if you haven't already done your cardio or strength that your muscles are already warm. Let's see. So again, if you're not doing a specific yoga routine, and for those times that you stretch after your workouts, you want to hold each stretch for about 10 to 30 seconds, depending on the stretch and how comfortable you are. The goal is to build up to that 30 seconds. When you stretch, you want to go to the point of feeling that stretch, but you should not feel pain. You should feel a little bit of pressure, but you should not feel pain. Again, personal trainer or your doctor can be good resources for stretches. There are good online resources as well. If you go to heart.org, the American Heart Association's website, and do a search for stretches for walking, I know it's one that has a really good kind of beginner list to get you started. Also, you can watch our February webinar, Office Olympics. They had some good stretches on that one as well to add to some of the exercises, which you can use too to get some of that strength training in. Again, that's going to be on our blog, which is listed right there. All right, so here is your goal. Look at your next 3 days on your calendar. Think about 30 minutes that you can devote to getting in either cardio, strength, stretching, or a combination of all three at least one of those days. And remember, you can break it up throughout your day. Also, there are a lot of exercise classes and online programs and workouts that include all three aspects of those exercises in a single workout. So you can double dip or triple dip to even save some more time. Here's the key. Try some different things. Find something that you enjoy and that you actually look forward to doing, and go for it. You have to take a step somewhere. So take a step and see what you can find. All right, upcoming webinars next month. Fresh Finds, incorporating fruits and veggies every day. Coach Steph is going to give you some great recipes with incorporating some yummy fruits and veggies into your day, because we all need more fruits and veggies, especially in our day. And then in June, it's our annual Preparing for Your Health Check 360 screening webinar, where we'll talk about some healthy habits to help keep those biometrics up. And then here is our contact information. We are on Twitter, we are on Facebook. We have our blog, like I said, which is you're going to watch all of the webinars and past webinars and great posts that we've got here. We are on Instagram as well. And then you can give us a call, our phone number, or you can shoot us an email if there's anything that comes up, or if you just want to schedule a call with a health coach. So I'm going to leave it at that, and then I'm going to open it up for some questions here.